everybody. I am Joey Nohana. I am joined by Anthony Caruso and our special guest for our New Japan episode. Usually we do New Japan stuff, but not today. We do New Japan stuff without Tyson Touloud across from me at the table.
Hey!
But today,
feels good to be a part.
Today he's getting in on the hype train, everybody.
Yeah.
It is June 14th, and we're here to talk about Dominion, which happened 3 nights ago. So we all got together and watched it. We waited this long to get together, but we don't get together. Tyson doesn't come around a lot often, so we have to wait a lot often. Whatever.
About once a week, you know.
Once a week. Yeah, he only comes once a week. But anyways, so we decided to do on the night that we usually talk about WWE garbage, but we're not here to talk about WWE garbage. We're here to talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling and Dominion, the big show in Osaka-jo Hall. And I will start this episode, okay, by reiterating a fact that I feel. Okay, we all like Kenny Omega, and that's great.
You can't really feel a fact.
I will state a fact.
Okay.
That I can't fight.
Okay.
And yes, I'm on board with that.
What an asshole.
I enjoy some Kenny.
We all like Kenny at this table, and he's an exceptionally he's okay. He's not that great, but he's all right.
He's
all right.
He's a good
Just
hand.
a dude.
he may just be like the hottest guy in the industry at the moment, but
hey man, relax. Save that for Tinder, okay?
Okay.
Oh wow.
But I will
you mean
start.
Grindr?
Should be Tumblr, bro.
You said grinder?
Yeah.
Is that a sandwich?
Yeah. And
I believe they call it a hoagie where he's from.
Where I'm from?
Yes.
From New York?
I thought they call a hoagie where you're from. I'm not from Philly.
Yeah.
But I will start this by saying.
But yeah, Grindr's also like the gay equivalent of Tinder.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
Is that why they call it Grinder?
I guess.
That's so weird.
But I will say something, and I do believe it, and I will stand by it. Kazuchika Okada is the best wrestler and the best champion in wrestling in the entire world.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody else said it.
Because
he's the fucking
man. Is the man in the world. Not in Japan, not in the internet wrestling community. Of all of wrestling, he is the man. Because the IWGP Championship is the championship, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
On this planet right now.
Absolutely.
No, he's been booked really strong, and he plays the part really well, and he's answered the challenge of every big match they put in front of him, and they've made it a point to give him big match after big match.
Great look, great entrance theme, great attire.
Yeah.
Great hair.
Great hair.
Fuck yeah.
Good looking dude. I'm not saying I would, sponsor him or nothing in the hotel room.
Dude, why don't you save it for Grindr?
No, I'm gonna put it all over the place. I mean, not like that, but I'm just gonna put my affection for him all over the place. But yeah, he's the total package. Literally, the total package. And he worked Omega. He worked Suzuki. He worked Bad Luck Fale to a good match.
Yeah.
And here he is working Kenny Omega again. But basically, in the span of, 6 months? We're already 6 months into the year. He's done a lot.
Yeah.
In a bunch of different styles. And won all of them. So I will say this, and it is. There's no arguing it. No one could argue that fact. No one in WWE is even close.
This is probably his best title reign.
So I just want to put that out there, because anybody that watches WWE and listens to this and doesn't think so, or thinks someone in WWE like AJ Styles, who's phenomenal, really, he's a great wrestler, but Okada's the man in the entire pro wrestling world. So Dominion, Osaka-jo Hall, June 11, 2017. We had a young boy match, I think, in the beginning of this. Didn't watch it.
Yep,
didn't care. So the first match we saw, we thought we were going to be able to skip a couple matches here.
Nope.
Lo and behold, we couldn't skip any of them. They were all important, and they all had matches, or they all had belts, except for Elgin and Cody. But that had implications afterwards, whoever won that match. So the first match on this card, the never openweight 6-man tag gauntlet match. So the first time I've ever seen a 3-man gauntlet match, or 3-man tag gauntlet match. Who started the match? Ishii and Paige. So the Bullet Club and Chaos came out.
Fucking Adam.
Adam Page, baby.
So who was it? Takahashi, Hangman Page, and
Takahashi,
and Fale, right?
Page, and Fale. Yep. So that was the squad for the Bullet Club.
Yano, and
Ishii, Toru Yano,
and
Yoshihashi. And I remember Don Callis said, it's a good thing Yano's here. They've got a shot now. Is Yano just a joke? He's just a running gag nowadays in New Japan. Was he ever taken seriously?
No, he's the comedic. He's the comedic.
He's the comic guy.
relief.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he works for a stable called Chaos. And their history is not that comedic at all.
No.
But I do want to point out that the first thing we saw on this show was indeed Muffin Ass.
Yes.
So we get to see...
Emphatically, yes.
and Tyson, what do you think about the Tokyo Latina? She only appears for the big shows.
Yes.
Really?
She doesn't appear all the time. She's like Miho Abe. Miho wasn't on the show, but...
No, she was in China at some like drifting thing. You follow her on Instagram.
Is she Chinese?
I don't think so.
I didn't know that she was.
She's rather white. So.
I didn't know she was a rare occasion.
She's a very rare occasion. She does not appear all the time.
I feel honored. I feel honored to be in her presence now.
Well, all I got to tell you is when you see the Tokyo Latina, it's a big fucking deal.
Yep.
Because her salary is not cheap. I'll tell you that much.
Is she like the Lesnar of like wrestling chicks over there?
Takahashi blows a ton on her in the club and a lot for her to show up. So
it's like the KOD over there. He does.
His salary is getting run up after this. that lower mid card fucking shit. So Ishii and Paige go at it to start the match. Fale beats up on Ishii and Yano on the outside. Bullet Club beat up on everybody. Yano pins Hangman with a low blow and a roll up, and that was it. So Yano got the pin, and the Bullet Club fucking went belly up. Suzuki-gun come out. They beat up on Yano for a bit, and then Sabre pins him in a matter of seconds. This took no time whatsoever. They came out, they whipped everyone's ass, and then Sabre pinned Yano. So Chaos is out. Then comes Taguchi Japan.
Oh, man.
So the team of Ricochet, Juice Robinson, and my man, Ryusuke Taguchi.
You know, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I was not expecting the beard, and maybe it's because I've been a little removed from Ricochet as of late.
That's fine.
But that beard is fucking fierce. He's a total pirate now, and good for him.
You have to catch everyone up. So basically, Tyson hasn't seen Rick O'Shea in quite some time,
as he's 2+ years behind on PWG, and only watches NJPW when it's Okada versus Omega.
Word.
So he's not up to date with Mr. Trevor, but
and hasn't watched the last season of Lucha or this current season of Lucha.
No one cares about Lucha Underground. But anyways,
Lucha's all right. But yeah, wasn't expecting Ricochet to be rocking the face fur. I was pretty stoked about that because he's badass without it, and now that he's got it, he's.
You heard that? You heard that, Anthony? I think you've got some competition here for Ricochet's dick.
He's moving out of my dude.
So triple threat match between these two and Tessa. Winner gets to give him a Benadryller.
It's fucking his hog on a pole match.
So there's a lot of ass moves as expected during this match. There was a cannonball in the corner that was set up like a pitch during a baseball game.
That was ridiculous.
That was so
that
stupid.
whole battery spot was fun. I popped.
While wearing their custom jerseys, by the way. Their custom t-shirts, Taguchi is number 69.
By the way, that Taguchi shirt is on sale at ProWrestlingTees.com.
Is it really?
Yes.
Yeah?
There is a god on this planet.
That's pretty fucking rad.
They finally did it. They can't get the tracksuit, though. Can't get the fucking tracksuit.
Those tracksuits are sick, too.
The tracksuits are phenomenal. I've been dying to have one of them.
They probably don't have the material to make the tracksuit. They can make the shirt because they have shirts.
Well, there's one selling on fucking eBay for $80 plus $15 shipping from Japan.
That's not that bad for a full like pants and jacket.
Not really. I've never ordered anything from Japan straight from the New Japan website. I was trying my best to find out what I could do here, but you have to basically use like a proxy website and like go through hoops and bounds.
I don't know. A couple years ago, I spent $40 on a fucking Bullet Club shirt, and I feel like $80 for like pants and a jacket isn't so bad.
Not at all. No, it is not. Well, no. Actually, it's not a tracksuit. My bad. It's the jacket.
Oh, it's just the jacket.
It's just the jacket.
Oh, then I retract those. That last like 45 seconds.
The
of me
jacket.
Talking, you can just negate
the
that.
jacket is 6,000 yen, which is like $55. And presuming the proxy website will charge me for the shipping, So it'll come out to maybe $70 or $80, but 80 plus 15. So I'm looking at $100 for this fucking
Dude,
jacket.
I wouldn't even buy fucking Jericho's jacket for that much. All right, like that's excessive.
But you don't like Jericho, so.
No, I don't. But I'm just saying, like even if it lit up and had my name on the back, still.
I would buy that shit if it
Excessive.
lit up and had your name on the back. So Taguchi gets caught. Wait a minute. Taguchi gets caught with his ass exposed. I don't know why. Oh, they were going for the old throw the bad guys into Taguchi's asshole spot.
Feed the funky weapon.
But that didn't work out because Suzuki-gun caught him with his pants up. Juice pins Taichi with a pulp friction. So Suzuki-gun gets the boot. LIJ come out. They work over Taguchi for a while. Ricochet gets in, does a bunch of cool shit, looks great. Taguchi has Bushi and an ankle lock. It looks like it might be over here, and Taguchi Japan will finally win the Never Openweight Championship. He hits the Dodon's throne, goes for the pin, but Sonata breaks it up and kills everyone's boner. Bushi hits the MX on Taguchi and gets the pinfall to retain.
It was just the Dodon that he hit. It wasn't the Dodon's throne.
It was lung blower, no?
No, it was the
Oh,
the face buster.
yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, it was just the Dodon. So there was no throne here for Dodon. So, Evil and Bushi and Sonata, still the six-man Never Openweight champions. The IWGP Junior Tag Team Championship match, Rocky Romero and Beretta, Roppongi Vice versus some guys by the name of Matt and Nick Jackson,
Just some dudes.
otherwise known as the Young Bucks. So Rocky comes out with a mask that's kind of half Bullet Club, kind of not. I don't know what that was all
really
about.
confused by that.
Looked like he had the logo.
Yeah, it was half of his face, and I was the first one that was like, "What's going on?"
Tyson alluded to this, and I
Yeah.
was like, what? That's dumb. And then I realized that he was right.
Yeah.
So
Super weird.
the first super kick of the match happened about 5 seconds in. The Bucks work over Beretta until he clotheslines both of them. Beretta dives over the top rope. Matt powerbombs Rocky on the side of the ring twice. And the Bucks make sure Rocky gets taken out early. So that way, Beretta's all by himself. So basically, it's the reverse of their last match. So Rocky was going to get worked over while Beretta was on the outside. This time, they worked over Rocky, killed him, threw him to the outside, and they worked over Beretta the whole time. So it was a complete reverse of their last strategy. Rocky gets to the apron. Trent tries for the hot tag, but Matt powerbombs Rocky as soon as he gets on the apron. They powerbomb him on the entrance ramp, furthering his pain and not letting him into the ring. They double-team Trent some more with a hanging swanton and a hanging 450 in the ring. They try for more bang for your buck, but Beretta escapes out of it, throws Nick into a hanging Matt. Trent super Germans Matt off the turnbuckle. Not a super German. It's more like a German suplex release. It's like a German, but he falls on his fucking stomach instead of his ass.
Oh, okay.
He hits a pile driver on Matt, but only for a 2 count. Trent goes for the pin, but after a strong 0, but Nick hits a swanton bomb to break it up. Rocky finally gets in, runs wild. Matt has Rocky in a sharpshooter for quite a bit. Mind you, his back was worked over earlier on in the match, so this was going to be very painful. Until Rocky gets to the ropes. Then Rocky gets a close 2 count after reversing a more bang for your buck. Almost wins with a crucifix pin, just like he did at Wrestle Kingdom. The Bucks hit the Meltzer driver, then lock in the Nick locks in the sharpshooter. Right away, Rocky taps out because of getting his back worked over. So the Young Bucks, 6-time IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions.
Jordan that shit.
Super Jordan that shit.
It's weird they won by submission.
Not really. I mean, it made all the sense in the world. They killed his back.
They
gave him
never
a,
win by submission.
Yeah,
Not saying it was bad.
It is different.
Yeah.
A little different. Yeah.
They gave him a power bomb on the rope. So I mean, it made sense. A sharpshooter is weird. I've never seen them do a sharpshooter,
Yeah.
but
I've never seen him not win by either a Meltzer driver or like a barrage of super kicks.
Yeah.
not too many super kicks here because in Japan they don't really care for that spot. Now we have the other tag team matchup, the IWGP Tag Team Championship, the Heavyweight Tag Team Championship matchup. The team of War Machine versus Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, or Tongaroa if you are the...
I think it's Tongaloa now.
It's always been Tongaloa.
No, it was originally Tongaroa, and then they changed it.
Because they're in Japan, yeah. They can't say Tongaloa.
No, they did the opposite.
Are you disregarding my sources? I'll have you know Meltzer told me this.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
Yeah, Dave himself, bro.
yeah, Dave did it. So War Machine take their time to get to the ring. As soon as they get in, all 4 guys start fighting each other. It was just a big fight in the beginning. So the Guerrillas work over Rowe until Hansen gets the tag, runs wild. Rowe gets in, runs through Tongaloa, gives him a great deadlift German. Rowe starts countering Tama Tonga's forearms with his head. I don't know why people do that, but they do it.
They're tough guys, man.
Tama Tonga lands a frog splash, but only for a 2 count. Hansen dives to the outside after squashing Tama Tonga with a splash from the top rope. Loa hits Rowe with a chair while Hattori wasn't looking. The Guerrillas hit the Guerrilla Warfare to win the matchup. Hansen's on the outside and proclaims, "This is not over." So, the Guerrillas of Destiny win this with a chair shot. So, dirty tactics here from the team known as God. So we have a special singles match because this is the only match that was special and didn't have a title match or a title for the matchup. Michael Elgin versus Cody, and I have not seen Michael Elgin in quite some time. This was good to see Mike, Big Mike, as he were. He's not small Mike.
Large Michael.
Tyson too lewd is in fact a piece of shit because he doesn't like.
I don't understand.
Michael
I don't
Elgin.
understand what you don't like about him.
I just never got into the whole Elgin thing. I just never got into.
He
the
does
whole,
the deal.
like-
He does the deal from the top rope.
Oh,
He does the deal in his
super
sleep.
strong. No one gives a fuck.
He does the
Nobody
deal in the
cares.
back of an Oldsmobile. He does the deal everywhere. Okay? This guy does the deal, and you can't take that away from him. What is your problem with Elgin?
I don't know. It's a lot of things. I just feel like his whole strongman gimmick is just like so overblown, and he looks like shit every time he comes out. And
What?
I just don't fucking like it.
He has dumbbells on his jacket.
I didn't buy into it in fucking
He
ROH.
is a strong motherfucker. What do you? What?
I don't know.
I can understand if Cheeseburger came out with a weightlifting gimmick, and you're like, this is bullshit.
That'd
but
actually be hilarious.
That'd be amazing.
That should be his next gimmick.
See, I'd pop for that. I'd fucking.
But Michael Elgin's a
I'd put
legit
him way
fucking
over.
strong
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, good for him. There's a lot of fucking strong guys. Like, who cares, Elgin? Take it somewhere else. It's tired.
You can't deny a good strongman gimmick. What's the big deal here?
Yeah, Mark Henry's got a good
You would-
strongman.
you
gimmick.
would
Who
No,
the
he
fuck
doesn't.
cares?
Oh, get
Who
outta here.
cares?
You would hate Michael Elgin and Brian Cage put together because all they do is strongman shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. But Brian Cage, he's a big fucking monster, okay? And Elgin's just
So
fat
Elgin
and
doesn't
retarded.
have a six-pack. And he doesn't eat like wild deer in his spare time.
No, he's...
So he's not up to Tyson's
Yeah, fuck Elgin,
No.
Yeah.
dude.
He doesn't take all the roids that I'm sure Kate.
Yeah,
I mean,
wow.
Oh, wow. That is a heavy accusation, Antonio. Wow, look at you. Peds, bro? Peds, really? How dare you? I'll have you know there are stringent fucking, like, stuff against that. You can't do that. No one's taking the performance enhancers.
Oh yeah, I'm so sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, there's a code, man, all right? Even in Japan. No one's doing that shit.
Keita Moore did it.
Yeah.
And he's a big fucker.
It's a code of conduct, bro. How dare you?
So Elgin beats up on Cody in the early going, hits him with a stalling suplex. Elgin gives him hard, stiff chops to the chest. Cody can't get anything going so far. Eventually hits an Alabama slam to regain momentum. Elgin challenges him to hit him in the chest, but Cody goes for the legs. So, the scumbag that he is. Cody counters a powerbomb into a backdrop, hits a springboard dropkick, taunts at Elgin, but Elgin fires back right away with a Uranagi to make him pay for the taunt. Then he proceeds to taunt Cody some more, or he proceeds to taunt Cody in the way that he did, doing the whole
Like
hands on the
Babysitter's
fucking...
Club, fucking
Yeah.
laying down, kicking your feet.
Laying down, kicking his feet, giving him the sex eyes,
Like you're leafing through a 17 magazine.
blinking his wonderfully done eyelashes. Hits a Falcon Arrow, but only for a 2 count. Cody tries for the disaster kick, but Mike reverses it. Cody hits a hanging STO from the second rope. Mike hits a loud clothesline that just about killed Cody. Goes for the top rope deadlift Falcon Arrow, but Cody gets out of it. Goes for the knee, hits him with a crossroads, and gets the 3 count.
Hey.
Cody tells Kevin Kelly to tell Okada, let him know. Let him know? What? I have no idea. Just let him know. So,
And why would he tell Kevin Kelly that? Like Kevin Kelly's like
because
this.
Kevin Kelly understands English?
Why wouldn't he tell that to like the New Japan?
Because they don't speak English?
I'm sure that they have some understanding as they work with English guys. And Masahiro Chono was on the commentary, so he was born in Seattle, so I'm pretty sure he has.
Cody's American. He went to the American booth to relay his message to the American audience.
But you would think that
Gee, I don't know. He's got a match with Okada at the G1 Climax special.
Well, you don't know that at that point.
But it's obvious. When he says Okada, tell Okada, let him know.
I get why it worked for the show, but like in reality, wouldn't you say that to the guy who has more of a direct line?
He went to the American he went to the American booth where people know what he's saying. How hard is that to understand?
I'm sure they had translators on deck.
I can't imagine you being super mad about the fact he didn't go to the Japanese
table.
At all about it. Liger, tell him what?
Yeah, fuck Liger too, dude.
Hey man, fuck you. I don't care for Liger either, but you know he did defeat the scumbag Zona Suzuki-gun, so I can't be mad at him. So Cody, what do you guys think about Cody losing or beating up Elgin here?
It's great because Elgin lost.
Cody he beat Juice. He beat, who else did he fucking beat? I can't remember the last match he had before.
Cody's not losing to mid-carders in New Japan.
No.
But they're building up Cody here big time, obviously. So looks like I guess a fine end here because Cody's obviously going to be in the G1 championship match here. So the G1 at G1 he will be in the title match. So
at the special. But
we didn't know it at the time because the Kenny Omega match didn't happen yet. So this was very awkward. Why is my fucking TV so loud?
Because we were watching NXT and we had to turn up the volume.
Yeah, because I turned it up to like 800 for these deaf motherfuckers.
We had a fan one, man.
Yeah.
So the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match, the match that Mr. Caruso over here really wanted to see. Hiromu Takahashi versus...
What do you mean that I really wanted to see? Pretty sure we were both into this match.
Yeah, but you said this is a match you were looking forward to. That's it. I'm just saying that you were looking forward to the fucking... Jesus Christ. What do you,
well, you
what
said
are you
it like I was
for?
the only one that cared about
it. Pissed in your cereal this morning, dude.
Nobody, because there was no milk, so I didn't have any cereal.
Oh, such heat.
So you would have taken piss at this point. There was soy milk upstairs. He couldn't do it.
Nope.
Because it's basically water.
It was cashew milk, I believe.
Cashew milk, which is basically water.
It's thickened. It's not even water. It's thickened.
They make milk out of nuts that aren't almonds?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like pecan. Isn't there like...
I'm sure, yeah.
There's gotta be. There's a whole bunch of nut milk out there.
I bet there is. And you know all about it.
Well, it's in the milk aisle. I guess so. All right, back to wrestling now, and not gay stuff. So, Hiromu Takahashi versus Kushida for the IWGP Junior title. So, basically, the Best of the Super Juniors set this all up, and people knew this was going to happen. It was pretty obvious when Kushida ran the table and bounced back from that 0-3 start.
It's a good redemption story, like from the loss at Sakura Genesis, how quickly he got beat up to being down 0-3 in the
full circle here.
Being down 0-3 in the Super Juniors and came back 1-4 in a row.
Boy, long-term planning?
Yeah.
Stupid. This is awful. Who does this anymore? It's all about week-to-week booking here, fellas.
If only the Cavs could have pulled that off.
Right. Yeah. So are the 3-1 jokes gone now? They can't come back anymore.
I'm sure they'll be out there. I'm sure people will still make them.
Pathetic. Takahashi goes for the time bomb very early during the matchup. They trade fists and have a straight up hockey fight. So basically, theme of this match was Kushida's here to kill Takahashi. He's not here to have a wrestling contest.
Makes sense because Takahashi killed him.
He ruined him in the last match. Yeah. But he's here for blood. That's it. He doesn't care about anything else. So Takahashi throws him into the corner, starts working his neck over, has him in a tight headlock. Kushida tried for head scissors, but he gets reversed into a massive powerbomb. Hiromu hits a Falcon Arrow, but only for a 2 count. Takahashi goes for the apron sunset flip, but Kushida reverses it into an armbar. They're on the outside. Kushida sets up a chair, proceeds to launch himself and dropkick Takahashi on the outside, who was sat on a chair near the crowd. So, fun fact for this spot was they saw Kushida get in the chair and they went the whole time during the match. In the beginning, they were all like, "Yeah, let's go, Kushida." He whips out a chair and the crowd's like, "Oh, boo! Who the fuck are you?" So basically, in Japan, if you fight dishonorably, they will boo the shit out of you.
Yup, that's classic heel shit.
You could have saved 8,000 babies the other day. You whip out a fucking chair, you're a piece of shit.
Yup.
Not having that shit in the Osaka Joe Hall. No thanks.
It's like when Tanahashi and Naito had that match at the G1 Final in 2013. When Tanahashi kept working Naito's injured knee, they started booing the shit out of him.
Can't go for the injured stuff, fellas. Got to work clean here.
It's not honorable, man.
Kushida starts working on the left wrist to set up the hoverboard lock later on in the match. Takahashi reverses a handspring elbow into a deadlift German. Kushida tries for the back to the future, but doesn't get it, can't get it off. He struggles to lock in the hoverboard lock, hits him with a Pele kick, but Hiromu hits a desperation lariat to cut him off. Hiromu hits the sunset bomb to the outside, which just about murdered fucking Kushida here. I mean, murders everybody with this move. It looks extremely painful. Hits it back to the Kushida gets out of a time bomb, hits a back to the future from the top rope. They have a hockey fight in the middle of the ring, start stiff punching each other, just straight up jabs to the face. Eventually, they knock each other out, and both men are exhausted. Kushida gets desperate, does a very, very heel thing, and starts giving him the old Danielson kicks, where you hold the guy's arms, you start fucking stomping on him. And that is frowned upon in Japan.
Yeah.
We don't do that shit. Because at this point, okay, he hit the back to the future, so he basically threw the whole arsenal at him. And at this point during the match, the babyface, the good guy Kushida said, "This is bullshit. This fucking guy has been kicking out of everything. I'm gonna just stomp his fucking head
Just
in."
fucking stomps about.
Bullshit.
Crowd was very upset.
That's actually it's good depth for his character too, because you can't be babyface all the time.
No, and
when you get pushed, you have to.
And this is the same story with Tanahashi. Tanahashi was sick of Naito's bullshit. Couldn't stand it anymore.
Yeah.
And he worked pretty heel in that match.
Yeah.
So basically, long story short, in Japan, in New Japan, the baby faces can stoop that low too. They will do it because
they have a limit, and once they hit it, it's on.
WWE should take that lesson and apply it to Bayley because
she needs a redemption story here.
Yeah.
So the crowd boos because it's extremely dishonorable to be doing this. He puts in the hoverboard lock, basically forcing Hiromu to tap. He just stomped his fucking head in, and he worked over his wrist. So Hiromu Takahashi taps, and the new junior heavyweight champion is the time splitter, Kushida.
As much as I love Takahashi, that had to happen this way. It was good.
Kushida made a full revolution here, and he is once again still the ace of the junior division.
Kushida's the fucking man, so I'm glad.
Kushida's awesome.
Yeah.
Kushida's a lot of fun to watch, and he's a lot better.
I'm sure we'll see more of him and Takahashi.
When I first got into Kushida, really, he was with Alex Shelley.
Yeah.
So I didn't know too much about
time splitters.
I didn't know much about Kushida as a solo guy. Then recently I've been seeing a lot of more Kushida, and he is just amazing.
Yeah.
The match with him and Taguchi was amazing. So afterwards, Kushida tries to start a wave in the crowd, tries to get the wave going. Bushi comes in, spits right in his fucking face, spits that green-ass mist. And basically, there you go. The challenge has been set for Kushida at the next event, which is presumably the G1 special. And the funny thing about this, and I noticed this, and people were talking about it, and I'm glad they were talking about it, because I noticed this, and it made it better for me. The camera angle was not fixated on the ring. So they were doing the wave.
They were waiting for the wave, yeah.
They were waiting for the wave, and everyone's just doing this whole deal, and the guy's getting the good shot of the crowd being all happy and shit, and no one caught the actual moment where he spit in his face. They had to run it on the replay.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like they had no idea it was coming out. He just did it.
Catch all the TV audience by surprise.
It's a very small thing, but I really appreciated that production of that spot right there. It was very well done, very well timed. So they never open weight championship. The Lumberjack Death Match, otherwise known in America as a lumberjack match.
Yeah, there wasn't really a lot of death match to this match.
No one died.
Yeah. There wasn't any blood. There wasn't any light tubes.
I thought there was going to be a shotgun, a taser, possibly a sword.
At least a bag of thumbtacks, something.
Yeah.
At least, brass knucks. Nope, it was just a bunch of dudes in their basic clothing outside, just making sure everyone got back in the ring. Or
Which is
so
fine,
we thought.
fuck death matches, but...
Death matches suck. But it was a nice little touch. But when we heard lumberjack death match, it was like, oh my god.
I was expecting, this to be heinous.
I expected everyone on the outside to have a pitchfork, and if the person that got thrown out, they would get stabbed repeatedly. So Suzuki starts bullying Goto around in the early going, treating him like dirt because he's Suzuki's a piece of shit. Hey, what do you want? So until Goto runs right into Suzuki with a shoulder block, Minoru tries to catch a breath but gets thrown back in. So he basically tried to get outside, and the Chaos guys just threw him right back in. So doing their job here. Goto ends up on the outside, but surprisingly, Suzuki-gun do not beat him up. So this is the first act of what's the word I'm looking for here? Good Samaritan act by Suzuki-gun members. Goto ends up on the... I just read that. Marty breaks up a hanging armbar, and Suzuki-gun decide to take advantage of this and just beat the shit out of Goto. So it didn't last very long, everybody.
Yeah, they had one moment.
The streak of good Suzuki-gun things was at 1, and here we are, back to
Everybody
bullshit.
gets one.
Minoru puts him in the crowd. Suzuki-gun do a very terrible job of throwing him back into the ring. They're supposed to be lumberjacks and put him back in, but instead they whip his fucking ass. Suzuki beats up on Goto right in front of Liger. Suzuki-gun and Chaos go at it on the outside, while both men keep it in the ring. At this point, it's just factual warfare. No one cares anymore about doing the job. Suzuki hits Goto very hard with a forearm. Very, very loud thud is heard throughout the arena. Goto pulls off an Ushi-Goroshi, the first time Suzuki was on his ass this whole match. Marty gets bumped to the outside, because why the fuck not? It's fucking Marty Asami. So naturally, everyone from Suzuki-gun gets in the ring and swarms fucking Goto. The Chaos guys cut him off. Yoshihashi dispatches of the Suzuki-gun members, then hits a high spot on all of them. So fucking Yoshihashi got a high spot off in this match. Goto manages a GTR from the front, then hits another to the back, and goes for the pinfall, and at this point, everyone's like, holy shit, Goto's gonna win. Right before he gets the 3 count, Taichi shows up, pulls the ref out of the ring, and everyone that saw this went, fuck this guy. Goddamn Taichi, man. So, I didn't even write the finish for this matchup. Suzuki... Taichi hit him in the head with a fucking chair.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I totally forgot to write down the finish of this matchup. There was so much fucking debauchery going on here. So Taichi hits him square in the fucking head with a chair.
Yeah, why are we still doing headshots?
Hits him square in the face with a head.
That was pretty fucking... Yeah.
Broke the chair. Broke the fucking chair.
That was brutal, yeah.
Then Minoru hits him with the old gotch style.
Pile driver.
1, 2, 3, and that's it. So I missed that part in the notes, but that was pretty much all that happened. So Taichi was the big the solution here to the big Chaos problem. And afterwards, we had a big brawl. Yoshihashi got in the ring, and Yoshi was talking shit to Suzuki. The Suzuki-gun members were trying to try to block anyone from getting to Minoru, who was behind them. And then Yoshi was like, excuse me? And he ran into the fucking crowd, tried to actually get to Suzuki, but the members held him off, and that was it. So, presumably, we're going to be getting Yoshihashi versus Minoru Suzuki for the Never Openweight title. And I don't think he'll be winning that match at all.
No.
As long as Suzuki-gun is alive, I don't think Suzuki would ever lose a match.
There's no way Minoru Suzuki is dropping any belt to Yoshihashi.
Not a chance. So, the next up, the semi-main event, the IWGP Intercontinental Championship matchup between Tetsuya Naito and Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Oh, man.
So this is the 5th title defense for Mr. Naito, and he's had this belt so goddamn long that it's practically in shambles at this point.
And he stated before this match that regardless of if he wins or loses this match, he would not be defending this belt anymore.
He will not be defending this ugly fucking belt. Which, you know what? The 3 of us at this table held that belt. It's really awesome.
It is fucking awesome.
I'm glad we got to
in
hold
pristine
it.
condition is a beautiful belt.
And it's got some nice heft to it.
It was dirty as all hell, but it looked really nice being dirty. I didn't mind the ugliness of the belt at that point. It was very much intact, but he fucked it all up afterwards.
Yeah.
So thank God we got to hold it.
Yeah, before.
So after Naito throws the belt in the ring, Tanahashi goes after him. So basically, story of this matchup was Tanahashi is fucking done. He is not doing the whole good guy gimmick anymore. So Naito threw the belt in the ring. He's strolling on the outside, taking his sweet time. Tanahashi grabs the belt, looks at it, hands it over, and says, hold this for a second. And then whips his fucking ass and goes to the outside and starts attacking him. Because Tanahashi doesn't give a shit at this point. So Hiroshi tries to play Naito's game and gets the jump on him right away. Naito wastes no time attacking the bicep of Tanahashi, which was widely known to be injured. So here's the thing.
It partially torn, correct?
Partially torn. I don't know exactly how torn it is, but it can't be that bad because he's in this match.
He wrestled a bunch of matches in a row with that, right?
No, a few.
A few. Yeah,
Okay.
he had the match
'Cause I'm
with
sure
Evil on the Road to show.
Well, I'm sure he's been on the Road 2 shows, and he's been on the G1, the Super Junior shows.
No. That match with Evil happened before our show.
But he was on the Super Junior shows, I'm sure, wrestling the tag matches.
Yeah. But in any event, he came back extremely early from this injury. Here's the thing. I get the storyline. I get the point of it all. But why the fuck would you let a guy go out there and attack an actually hurt part of the body? I get its storyline. I totally understand.
It's either got to be not as bad as they're selling it, or it's got to be something they believe that he really can't hurt any further by wrestling, as long as you take it easy and keep it wrapped.
Biceps, nothing to fuck
I mean, it
around
could
with.
also be just stupidity,
yeah,
but
it's still even in the case of the latter, it still feels irresponsible.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, if you listen to Meltzer and you follow what he says, he said that basically if he keeps working on this, he's going to hurt himself eventually, really badly.
or maybe he's gonna have to have surgery regardless. So fight through it and do what you can because
I don't know. Here's the thing. For storyline purposes, I watched this and cringed because I felt like I was in pain watching this because he was obviously in pain. But I would never work a guy's widely open injury like that.
Injured part, yeah.
But I guess
I gotta believe they talked about it before the match.
But it makes a lot of sense. Naito's a fucking asshole.
Work this part. Be a heel.
Naito's a dickhead, and guess what? He did that this entire matchup. So he keeps working the bicep. Clearly, New Japan spares no body part in telling a story. Tanahashi gets pissed and starts stomping on him and spitting on him. So Hiroshi, clearly frustrated at this point, tries to disrespect him as much as possible because, like I said, Tanahashi trying to play the game of Naito here. Hiroshi goes up top and hits a high fly flow to the outside. Tries to lock in the cloverleaf, but Naito fights off and gets to the ropes. Naito continues to work the bicep like a madman. So basically, if Tanahashi wasn't getting an offense, it was Naito working the bicep.
Yeah.
That was the whole story for this matchup. Tanahashi finally gets some momentum back, tries to go for a high fly flow, but misses. Hiroshi gets a close 2 count off of a straight jacket suplex. Naito drops Hiroshi right on his fucking head with an awkward tornado DDT. Naito tries to go for Destino. Hiroshi reverses it. Nails 2 straight sling blades, goes up top and hits the high fly flow, but Naito surprisingly kicks out. So at this point, Hiroshi's pissed. He resorts to the cloverleaf to put pressure on the back and the knee of Naito that he was working on previously during the matchup. Has him locked in for quite a while. He tried to go for the ropes maybe about 2 times, and then Hiroshi pulled his ass forward, and eventually Naito gives in and taps out. So your winner, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and new IWGP Intercontinental Champion. So presumably there's a new belt coming.
I'm surprised they didn't present it to him at the time, but
here's the thing, and credit to Tanahashi, but he got the belt put on him. I would have been like, don't put this fucking belt on me. Right. I don't want this belt around my fucking waist. It's missing 2 pendants on the side.
Maybe they'll just patch the old belt, clean it up a little bit.
There's no patching that belt. It's a wreck. There's no way. I said this before. There's no way they're ruining this fucking belt without purpose. There's no way they're gonna just let it. If you ruin it any further, it's gonna be the hardcore title from WWF back in 2001. Don't do this. It's supposed to be prestigious, and it's one of the best belts on the planet. So
yes,
I would recommend they fix that right away. At least give him a new one or color it differently. I don't know what other color you could give it. So Tanahashi once again on top of the Intercontinental title, and I remember Anthony said, it's the closest he'll ever get to the top. Here it is.
Yeah. Well, anymore, because
Tanahashi's Okada's the man, and Okada's got better things to do than wrestle Tanahashi at this point.
Tanahashi's on the downward plane of his career. We're watching the transition,
and it's sad because now I'm finally coming around to Tanahashi. I was about it earlier, but now I'm really invested in Tanahashi, and
he helped that he did all that fun stuff with Taguchi Japan.
Oh, absolutely.
And being one of the boys.
Absolutely. And being one of the boys. So the best thing I've ever seen in my life. But on top of all of that, he gave me a very stern, manly handshake when I met him at Ring of Honor.
Unlike Naito, and I love Naito, but he gave me the weakest handshake.
Give you a fucking cold fish, huh?
Yeah.
So we just finished meeting 2 of I got to meet Tanahashi and Naito. He met Naito, which is who we wanted to meet. And the first thing this fucking guy could say was, boy, that handshake sucked dick.
There are very few things that irk me That's one of those things.
You know what? A solid handshake goes a long way.
Not only that, not only did you say his handshake sucked, but you said his other handshake sucked. Like you scouted him. Like you watched the other.
Watch.
Yeah. You actually like checked out a couple other handshakes just to make sure that wasn't like a fluke or something.
Well, it wasn't like a thing on purpose. I just kind of noticed it beforehand.
This fucking guy was sniping his handshakes.
You checked that shit for continuity, just to see if his shit was consistently weak sauce.
Yeah.
Fuck you, man.
Hey, man.
I am not old school man about anything except for you better give me a fucking stiff handshake.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
That's respectable.
Hey,
That's
man.
respectable.
I can attest. I can vouch for that. I've had this issue before in the past where someone's introducing me to somebody and they gave me a flimsy ass handshake.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, dude, that fucking sucked. You suck
you
now.
just look at him like, who the fuck are you?
As a result, you're an asshole at that point. Because if you give, but Tanahashi gave me a very stern handshake.
Yeah.
And I said,
It's the way to do it.
$20, my man, and he goes, yes. And that was the extent of our conversation.
All I said was Tanahashi senpai. That's
I wish I knew Japanese. I would have asked him about his regiment, but I don't know shit about Japanese. And Tyson decided to call him senpai, and I guess he got more over because his fucking name's on the fucking shit.
Because I'm a fucking weeb, dude. He appreciated that. He knew what it was.
I hope he knows what it is.
I'm sure he has an understanding of.
But at some point in my life, I would like to learn Japanese and have an extended conversation with these gentlemen and not sound like a complete dickhead.
Then you get Rosetta Stone. So
Yes, I did get Rosetta Stone. So the last match on the of the card, the big matchup that we've all been waiting for, Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship matchup. Didn't think it was going to come this soon.
I thought you were talking about the Tiger Mask, the
that's
Tiger Mask W
right.
match with the old guys.
How could I forget? So Togi Makabe, right? No, who cares? about
Hey
that
man,
stuff.
Kojima was in that match, so fuck off.
Kojima
That match is
sucks.
important to me. Whoa,
Kojima sucks.
The best lariater in the world.
It's all about my boy Nagata.
Tiger Mask
about
W is a
Nagata?
fantastic show. You should read the manga.
Hey, you know what? We did. I didn't even write that match down.
Yeah.
That was an
We
enjoyable
totally
match.
skipped- yeah.
Totally skipped
Well,
by
I
that
mean,
fucking match.
it's all old guys, but like it was all
It was
the
a
cool
lot of
old
fun.
guys.
It was all
It was fun.
It was all the over old guys.
Like fucking Makabe and Nagata and Kojima, they're all the men. So, and
So-
Ibushi, I mean, what?
Who's Ibushi? That's Tiger Mask W. So we have the IWGP Heavyweight title, the rematch of the supposedly the best match ever at Wrestle Kingdom. So the big rematch. Didn't think it was going to happen this soon. I thought they were going to really sell it, but made all the sense in the world because if you're trying to get Kenny,
I don't think it happened too soon.
People said it was too. I thought it was
No,
gonna. I
6
thought
months.
it was gonna happen in the fall or something like that. I thought they were gonna really like milk this shit.
I mean, I guess you could have made an argument for having Omega go back-to-back G1s or Okada and call him out, but I mean, you could still do that with the fallout from this match.
I suppose, but it'll be a while before they see them go at it again, or it'll be a little bit. People were saying the next
It's happening.
match.
It's going to be the main event for Wrestle Kingdom.
You think so? Number 3, Wrestle Kingdom.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Where else are you going to pay this off?
Yeah.
True.
The only reason I question it is because Kenny is presumably on a 1-year contract here, and he wants to be the man.
Doesn't mean he can't re-up.
No, that's
Or
true.
doesn't mean that Okada doesn't win again.
That's true, and I will say this, I will say it, and I will always vouch for it. I would rather see Kenny Omega be the man in New Japan than go to WWE and just have a match with AJ Styles and everyone forgets all about him. Okay, because I don't trust WWE with any good talent at this point. They're not that great.
Yeah,
I don't want him to go to WWE
really
because I actually want to watch him.
Yeah.
Yes. Everybody is super excited when people get called up and signed and all that good shit, but clearly they're not doing much with the club at this point.
Then they come over and shit the bed, and that's it.
No one wants to see them anymore because who cares?
Not that they shit the bed. It's that they get booked poorly
Well,
and get made to look like
that's
idiots.
what I mean. Yeah.
So here we go. Both men feel each other out in the beginning of the bout, so they're trying to... The match started off slow, but it made sense because, you're trying to see where the other guy's head's at this point because, 6 stars and whatnot. Okada takes over on offense, works to the neck a little bit. Okada gets Hurricanrana to the outside. Kenny goes for the Terminator Tope. That's what I called it because what the fuck else are you going to call it? He did the whole thing, so, Okada cuts him off and Tope's to the outside, but appears to have slightly injured his left knee. Now... This was the point in the match that everyone was complaining about because he exposed his left knee as being a little hindered.
Yeah.
Kenny, instead of attacking it like a madman, he kind of let off on it towards the end. So he worked it over. After this happened, Omega attacked it immediately, locked in a figure 4, and started setting his sights on the knee. Dropped the knee on the announcer's table. Okada fought back. Bumps Kenny on the outside. Okada comes back with a fireman's neck breaker. And then Kenny hits a pump handle backbreaker. Then an Asai moonsault to the outside. So basically my issue here is that he found the knee, he worked it over, and completely forgot all about it. And everyone was like, Kenny, why didn't you work the fucking knee? I don't know. Maybe Kenny didn't want to work the knee anymore. I don't know.
He's fucking heel.
I guess
Not really.
to draw the match out, though, you can't keep working the one body part because then
Really? Tetsuya Naito would beg to differ. That fucking guy did see nothing but the
But that
fucking
match
arm.
didn't go an hour.
No. But if I had an hour to work a guy's knee, I could really fuck up some shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but what you call it? If you're gonna work it over for an hour, at some point you got to think it'd be believable that he'd get beaten earlier than an hour.
I don't know, man. I would have kept doing it. So
I mean, yeah, logically that makes sense, but
we see Okada on the outside. He's having some words with the Bucks because he's going a little dirty here. He delivered a shotgun dropkick to Kenny Omega on the outside, and then he set up a table. So here we go. The table comes back. The slim
I was gonna
Japanese
say,
tables
as I
return.
recall, that was like the thinnest table in the
They're
world.
all
right?
thin, but boy, do they have some fucking frames on them. So the table's looming on the outside. Okada tries to back body drop him just like he did at Wrestle Kingdom. Kenny avoids it, tries to powerbomb Okada to the outside, but his knees give out, so he presumably couldn't get him up that far to powerbomb him over the top rope. Both men are brawling on the top rope. Omega looking for a superplex. He hits it, and everyone goes fucking apeshit, but can only get a 2 count. Omega goes after the neck and back of Okada because obviously just gave him a big fucking superplex. They exchange counters until Okada hits 2 vicious German suplexes and a Rainmaker clothesline. Seems to be over at this point, but Kenny actually kicks out. And at this point, we've reached the 30-minute mark. So just to tell you how much shit went down in the last 30 minutes. The crowd goes apeshit for the spot because Kenny Omega kicking out. There was a shift for Kenny Omega as the big bad guy American to this guy's got a fucking heart on him. And he's got a lot of balls. And the crowd loved it. So big turnaround for Kenny Omega during this matchup. Okada dropkicks Omega to the outside off the turnbuckle. Okada lays him on the table. The Young Bucks are visibly arguing with Red Shoes, saying, how the fuck are you going to let this happen, Red Shoes? What is your problem? You're going to let this man get elbow dropped on a fucking table and not do anything about it? And the whole time Red Shoes is like, hey, let them fight. Fuck off, okay? So it's funny seeing the Young Bucks arguing a dirty move.
Yeah, right.
The Bullet Club made a big turnaround here during this matchup.
well, I mean that's kind of a heel tactic too, is to when the dirty move gets used against you.
But they were visibly mad about this. Not like in a, hey, we do that. It's like, how are you going to let this happen?
Like, Ref, what are you
keep
doing?
Keep it in the ring. They never interfered at all.
No.
The Young Bucks never, not once, touched Okada in any sort of way.
He's about to put that man through an ironing board. Come on.
An ironing board. Okada drops an elbow on him, breaking the table. The frame of the table did not break, just the center of it. So that lets you know that these fucking tables are strong style too. The frame,
Probably like aluminum frames or something.
the frame did not give way at all. It was still pretty much intact. It was just the center of the table that broke. The ringside doctor is worried about Kenny not having any water, and the Young Bucks respond with, he just went through a fucking table. You're worried about water? Back in the ring, Okada brutalizes him with a bunch of drop kicks, goes for the pin, but Kenny's left arm is underneath the rope, so a count can't be called. Kenny does his best to get back in on his knees, swinging, but he looks very defeated at this point. He starts giving him these weak-ass fucking jabs to the gut. Not doing it. Okada's just standing over him with his fucking dick out. Like, it's over. It's over, Kenny. I have the high ground. Okada grabs his arm, hits 2 clotheslines, not showing any remorse for the well-being of Kenny Omega. The only small problem with this match was when Okada went for another clothesline, a third clothesline. Kenny made a gesture to the back, like this. So, apparently someone missed their cue. Because dude just got clotheslined twice. And he's like, trying to look dazed and go, guys. So then out comes Cody, looking to throw the towel. And Cody's like, we can't let this happen anymore. This is terrible.
I didn't really understand that. Like, why throw the towel in a match this big at this point? Like, why is Cody over here like, no, not my daddy, stop it?
It was setting up the next match, but at the moment, it seemed pretty stupid.
People think that there might be some fallout between Cody and Kenny Omega going further.
You want to know?
I would think so, because if I was Omega, I'd be like, the fuck was that towel shit, man? Like, I'm in the middle of the biggest match ever, and what are you doing?
You want to know an idea that I heard that could be possible?
What's
now,
that?
just an idea. Cody wins the belt
What?
at the G1 Climax, or the G1 Special. He holds the belt, further making Kenny more pissed.
That's kind of what I heard.
And that's when the fallout happens. Because let's be very clear. Kenny Omega does not need the Bullet Club at this point. Does not need the Bullet Club.
No.
Neither do the Young Bucks.
No.
The Bullet Club could stay in the lower mid card. Do whatever
It just sells merch. So.
That's it. They sell merch. Everyone can have a nice little Tokyo Pimp shirt. Do whatever the fuck they want.
You mean a bad luck shirt, bro?
Yeah, right. Well, basically, the idea was brought up. Cody wins the belt. There's a massive fallout between the Bullet Club. And, I mean, I don't really like that idea for many reasons, because that'd be very stupid to see Cody win the belt after Kenny had just fought his ass off twice.
Yeah.
To win that
That would
belt.
be fucking ridiculous.
But
It makes sense, though.
it's a storyline. I don't really like it. It's a storyline angle that could possibly go down.
It seems too WWE.
Yeah.
Very WWE.
Yeah.
And you just have Okada prove himself
Yeah.
so many times over,
Yeah.
and then he loses to fucking Cody. Why? Because he's American. Why? Because he
I
came
mean,
from the WWE, and anyone from the WWE has a stat increase.
You could make the argument that getting put through the grinder in all these big matches is really wearing him down. And Meltzer kind of said the same thing, that he thinks that the time might be now to take the belt off Okada, and he thought that maybe Omega should have won this match. The outright.
Probably, but it made sense because now we're really stoked for a third match. Because here's the thing. You really want to see Kenny Omega win the belt now.
Yeah.
Really. You really, really do.
I mean, they could always go back to it. They could still do the Cody thing. Have Omega win
guess.
it, and then Omega defends it against Okada at
guess.
some point. Maybe Okada has his redemption at G1 next year.
I just like the idea. Or Okada wins the G1, challenges Kenny Omega to Wrestle Kingdom, which is what I thought. Which makes sense to me. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I said too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
that seems like a plausible
either
idea
way,
to me.
either one winning. I don't think they'd have Omega win it because Omega won last year. I think they'll keep Okada looking strong, let him win, and then challenge Omega or call out Omega.
At this point, it's just Kenny and Okada running the show. So when Cody came out to throw the towel, the Young Bucks are like, "Don't do this, Cody. Please, God, don't do this. He's fine, really. He's okay. He's just kind of dead, but he's all right." Basically, don't do this. If you do this, you're an asshole.
Yeah,
Okay,
seriously.
I would never want anyone to throw a towel in on me when I'm in a fucking title match. But in this moment, Kenny springs back to life with a knee strike and a reverse Rana. And at this point, the being worried thing was just done. It was like, nope, he's alive, everybody. Let's surround the ring. So the Bullet Club members go all around the ring. And at this point, watching this, you could have swore this is where he wins the belt. Because all his friends are on the outside. Yeah. It's a good atmosphere.
He's got a little second win going on.
Got a second win. So this is where people started to believe. He goes for another knee, but he gets cut off with a drop kick. Okada goes for another clothesline. Kenny reverses it into a knee to the face, and then to another knee to the neck. He goes for a one-winged angel, but Okada flips out of it. Lifts him up for the one-winged angel again. Okada desperately tries to get out. Kenny finally hits it for the first time on Okada, but he was too close to the ropes. And Okada has long fucking legs, and he put him right on the ropes. So basically the story here is Okada cannot kick out of that if it's in the middle of the ring. And that was the frustrating part. So he would have lost this match if it was a little closer to the middle. Kenny showboats, but instead of putting Okada away right away, he gets a lariat for his troubles. Both men are physically drained at this point, dishing out weak-ass forearms with no life behind him, but at this point it was like 40 minutes in. Omega hits 2 massive knee strikes, but can only get a 2 count. The crowd chants for Omega, and the Osaka crowd starts getting behind Kenny here. Omega tries for the one-winged angel again. Okada turns him over, delivers a tombstone to cut off Omega. So, the last sequence of this matchup, Omega sprung back to life. It's like, oh my god, he's going to do it. But he could not get anything going because Okada would just fucking shut him down. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Anyone that's listening to me, I watched this shit live at 7 in the morning, okay? I've never been so fucking mad that Kenny couldn't put him away. I was standing up, fuming at the fact that Kenny was not putting him down, and he could not get anything going. Okay? This match gave me that moment where I was fucking pissed that Kenny...
It's good that, like, slow wrestling matches can give you that genuine emotion.
I had
a moment. Yeah,
Jesus
absolutely.
Christ, man.
Sorry.
It's not that exciting. But no,
So,
I watched...
cheap pop.
I watched... What a fucking asshole. I was watching this live, and this is the first time in forever that I've ever gotten like this, where I could feel the end, but it never came. So, Okada gets up and shrieks at the top of his lungs to reinvigorate himself, as if to say, fuck this shit. And he's going to deliver the kill shot, perhaps another clothesline, because at this point, the Rainmaker clothesline is the go-to at this point. Okada goes for the Rainmaker, but Omega collapses upon almost hitting it. This was the best spot of the year.
This had a lot of potential to be poorly timed, and it worked out very well. Yeah.
And the reason it was perfect, one, Kenny's timing, but most importantly, Okada put everything into that clothesline.
Yeah.
And not like he struck up here, not he struck too high or a little weird. He threw an actual clothesline that would have hit if Omega was not low enough.
Yeah.
This was the best spot in wrestling this year. This was the most unbelievably timed spot I've ever seen in my life. And anyone that you talk to will say that this was a spot that would be fucking remembered.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just a game of survival. Whoever can outlast the other man, because they kept going back to the well with signature moves. And this was something that people argued about. They were just like, I saw the match. It was nothing but a bunch of finishers and sigs. Listen.
Well, I mean, you know you're coming up on a time crunch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If there is 55 minutes into the match, you have 5 fucking minutes to finish the shit.
You'd be dumb not to pile finisher on finisher.
If you do not go for what puts away people, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is going to work a headlock at 55 minutes?
I was about to say, they want to put in the fucking hammerlock for 5 minutes?
Yeah, rest holds and shit. You got to pull it all out, man.
Because there were people who were like, well, it's just a bunch of finishers. Dude, guess what you do when you're trying to win a match?
Yeah.
Finishers and signatures and anything that could kill a guy. Yeah, that's what we're doing here.
And especially in Omega's case, like, you need to win this match.
You need to win this match.
Keeps the belt regardless. You need to win this match.
But Okada needed to win this match too. He didn't win it. He didn't lose it, but he needed to win this match.
Oh, yeah.
You can't be the man, because you know what bothered him the most about this? He beat him already.
Yeah.
You can't beat him again.
Yeah.
So that was the whole point. Omega hits 3 vicious knee strikes. Instead of covering him, Kenny insists on ending the match with a one-wing ninja. So he hit him with disgusting knee strikes. And you could hear Don Callis go, cover him, Kenny. Cover him. And at this point, people need to understand that Don Callis was pissed at Kenny for not finishing the match.
Fellow Winnipegger.
You have him up against the ropes. You don't need the bullshit anymore. You don't need to win with the one. Yeah, we get it. The one-winged angel needs to be the kill shot. Just pin him. He did not do it. He needed to win with the one-winged angel. Okay. He can't make the cut. I'm sorry. He gives Okada enough time to hit a drop kick right before he hits the one-winged angel. Then hits a spinning tombstone, but Okada can't make the cover because he's exhausted as hell. He tries to win with a bridged German suplex, to which Kevin Kelly said, a bridge this late in the match? Because if you're fucking tired, why would you bridge a suplex? But, you know, he's a fucking athlete, so he could do it. Omega locks in a package pin as a last resort, but for a moment, everyone thought Kenny was going to win with a small package. But instead, Okada hits a dropkick. One final Rainmaker, and he's crawling his way to Kenny, and the time limit expires.
I'm really glad that they didn't go with the pinfall attempt and ring the bell before the 3
Oh my
count.
god, a 2 count and then a fucking end?
That would have been so cliche.
So here's a question I have to ask both you gentlemen. Would you have rather have Kenny hit a finisher or the one-winged angel or whatever, a knee strike, and then crawl for the pin? Or does it make more sense for Okada to crawl for the pin and not get it? Because Okada was the one struggling to win the match upon time crunch.
Yeah.
And like I said before, Okada needs to win. He's already beaten him. He needs to win. Because if you squash him in 40... Not squash him, but if you beat him in 40 minutes in the Tokyo Dome, you should beat him in 20 minutes here.
Yeah.
You know, at Dominion. But people were saying that Kenny should have been the one to crawl over because for the next match, Kenny wins. But I think it makes more sense because Okada is... Because if Okada wins the G1, he's going to live with the fact that he couldn't beat Kenny. Mm-hmm. That's going to bother him more than anything in the world. And he's going to get so frustrated that he takes it to the third match and fucks up and then loses the match. So, I mean...
I think if you have Omega do it, you put the writings a bit too much on the wall that Omega's winning.
Yeah. I like the idea of Okada being the defending champion and having to defend his stature, his reign.
But I don't think it would have been a detriment to the match either way.
No. Yeah. But people were saying that maybe they should have had Kenny do that, but I feel like here's the thing. This whole match, the whole story of the match was Okada's better. Okada's better. But he couldn't win.
Yeah.
If you're better, you need to win. He didn't win the match.
Yeah. It could have been cool either way. I feel like it could have been sweet if it was like Kenny not being able to get the job done at the end, but getting like this close.
That's fine, but and I agree with any way would have been fine.
Yeah.
But I think that the story that's being told there is a lot stronger. The fact that Okada can't win.
He didn't get it done.
Couldn't win.
I think you might do the Omega thing if Omega was the champion. And
well, yeah, it would have been the same shit then.
Yeah.
Omega would have went for the pin and he can't beat him. But the fact that you are the champion, you're the man, but you can't beat Kenny Omega is gonna fuck with you until the next match.
It's a big asterisk.
Yeah. So that's where I think they're going with this, and that's the story that I think is being told, and I love it. I like it because Okada's a defending champion, but he has so much honor that he needs to win this match. Okay, but he didn't do it. So match goes to a draw. They're both dead in the ring. Omega's let out. The Young Bucks, carry him out. Okada's in the ring, cuts a promo, visibly tired as all hell, and place goes nuts. But Liger claps. Everyone's clapping because it was a phenomenal match. No matter who won this match, it was great. And like I said, Okada, we love Kenny Omega, but Okada's the fucking man.
Yeah.
Okay, you could say Kenny Omega did great, but you can't dismiss Okada during this match at all.
WWE wishes they had a guy like
Okada.
Yeah, seriously.
Okada could work any style against anybody and still make it look good. So
that's a real top guy.
That's right talent.
There. Yeah,
that's a top guy for sure.
That's something.
God, if he spoke English.
Yeah, that's something as a company you can just hang.
Hey
your hat on,
you could speak Japanese and it'll be the same shit. Yeah. It wouldn't make any difference. You're still good. He's still gonna say the same thing to you. So afterwards, backstage, there was a promo with Kenny Omega. He cut a very babyface-like promo. He said so many bad things about Okada, but he was proved wrong on this night. He says he will return to the title picture once he is stronger and ready, but for now, he says Okada was the better man. And he says he'll be back and stronger, and you wait. And for a second, I went, God, isn't that like every shonen you've ever heard in your life? Yeah. You wait till next time. I'll be back. I'll train even harder.
Word.
But he deemed himself a failure as the leader of the Bullet Club. The Young Bucks say, no, Kenny. You didn't lose this match, dude. Don't worry about it. And his final comment is, I will see everyone in America.
And it's funny you bring up shonen, because in pure shonen form, we're about to hit the tournament arc.
Nothing like a good tournament arc, fellas.
Yeah.
So, and then afterwards, I didn't write it down, but Okada had a press conference. We were watching it live. Or not live, but we watched it together. Okada had a press conference, and he, everyone from Chaos was saying they're, congratulating him, and then here comes Cody. God. He says, you know what? This is bullshit, blah, 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 blah. I will see you for that belt, motherfucker.
Fuck your Coors Light.
Fuck your Coors Light. So, and not even that. So Cody is obviously going to get the shot at the belt next. the best part about this whole thing was Gato cuts a vicious promo. Basically, I don't know what he said, but I'm sure it meant something because he was pissed about what Cody just did. And then he slams the table as hard as humanly possible, and the fucking cord just falls over. And he looks at the beer, and he goes, fuck! And here's the thing. I watched this promo back, or this segment back, and you could see the beer flowing, and then Okada's like trying to shove it off, and he moves the belt a little bit. Keep it away from the belt, which you know, obviously you want to do that because you don't want to get it on the fucking IWGP Heavyweight title. But the best part of it all was that when that happened, you could visibly see Okada really wanting to laugh. He almost did. Because if this was so ridiculous, he just wrestled an hour. He almost popped for this little fucking bullshit that just went down at a press conference. But fine job for everybody. Great event. I mean, Jesus, like Kushida and Takahashi delivered. Naito and Tanahashi delivered big time. Everyone did great. This was a packed show.
Yeah.
Everyone did phenomenal. Even the fucking old guys in a tag match did phenomenal.
Yeah.
One of the best events you'll see this year, by far.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything New Japan puts on, New Japan Pro Wrestling is automatic these days. There's nothing you could go wrong with New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay. They deliver. And if you haven't watched New Japan, fucking
especially
do
when
it.
held to the standards of WWE. So.
Held to any... Dude, I will hold this show to a standard of PWG because it can't be held at the standard of WWE. WWE is nowhere in the same ballpark as New Japan Pro
It's not
Wrestling.
even in the same fucking sport.
No.
Manabu Nakanishi and Yoshihashi could main event a New Japan pay-per-view, and it would still be miles better.
It would be 5-star matchup compared to what WWE's putting on. So before we end this review, we do have the the G1 special to look forward to. And this is per The Observer. The July 1st live show on Access Television will be headlined by Kazuchika Okada versus Cody for the IWGP Heavyweight title. Will also feature first-round matches in the United States Heavyweight title tournament. Those are Kenny Omega versus Michael Elgin, Jay Lethal versus Hangman Page, Tomohiro Ishii versus Tetsuya Naito, and Zack Sabre Jr. versus Juice Robinson. And the semifinals...
Stacked fucking tournament.
Semifinals and the finals of the tournament will be held on July 2nd, plus a weird match with Hiroshi Tanahashi defending the Intercontinental Championship against Billy Gunn.
Yeah,
What?
I saw that, yeah.
No way.
I'm not lying about this.
Wow.
Billy fucking Gunn has the first shot
Hey, man, it's a big American name they could bring in.
Oh boy. You know what a big guy, what American name could we bring up? How about Mr. Ass?
You mean Q-Kip, bro?
Listen, dude, I like Billy.
You mean the one, Billy Gunn?
He's fine and all. But Hiroshi Tanahashi is defending his newly won belt against a dude who said suck it back in 1999.
Oh, you didn't know?
And who came out with Tori Wilson in 2003, but that's and Q-Kip. Q-Kip was a phenomenal gimmick.
Hey, with beautiful people, man.
But really, Billy fucking Gunn.
Yup.
Well, that's the card for July 1st, and obviously the hold on, there's more to the July 1st thing. There's the IWGP Tag Team Championship match against there's a rematch with War Machine and the Guerrillas of Destiny. There's a match with David Finlay, Jay White, Kushida, and Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Sho Tanaka, Yohei Komatsu, and Yoshitatsu, and Billy Gunn. So there's a big tag match. Tanahashi and Billy are having the match on the 2nd.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of tag matches going on. Let's just put it that way. A bunch of stuff going on the first night. So the big draw is the U.S. title tournament, and then everything else is going on.
The show's going to be stacked.
Show's going to be good. It better be good.
It'd be nice to hear. I believe that they're letting JR and Josh Burnett call it. So,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
The second night, semifinals for the U.S. title, and the Young Bucks will defend their junior titles against Roppongi Vice. So that's the second night. And before Long Beach, there will be 3 road shows. The June 2nd card has a Never 6-man title match with Kushida, Juice, and Ryusuke Taguchi. So Kushida getting a shot at the Never 6-man titles. Suzuki will defend his Never
so
title.
Just start holding all of the belts, the ROH TV title.
If that guy wins that shit, he's gonna have the heaviest briefcase ever. Suzuki will defend his Never Openweight title against Yoshihashi on June 26th. And the final Kazuna Roadshow on June 27th will have Kushida defending his newly won title against Bushi. So that is what's coming up for New Japan Pro Wrestling. and lots of stuff to look forward to. Dominion was phenomenal. And subscribe to New Japan Pro Wrestling World.com, please. Because it's getting hotter and hotter every single time. But until then, we'll see you guys for G1 and for the Long Beach shows, I suppose, before the G1. But we'll be around for the G1 tournament and its completion. Until then, we'll take care, everybody. See you later.